No, what did you say? Oh, there we go. Thank you.
Testing. There we go.
Yes, we have figured out technology. Thank you, technology guy. We're not as smart as you.
All right, so how many of you here, this is actually your very first furry convention? Any of you? Yes, really?
Hold on,
Good.
no, hold on. I've never seen this many first-timers in the first furry FurCon panel. First furry FurCon, yeah, that works.
Yeah.
That works.
This is fantastic. This is where basically we give you all the information that you need to know. Not necessarily that you want to know, but that you need to know.
Shower.
That's one of them.
Shower. Shower alone at least once a day. Shower.
That goes for you too.
I make the rules, I don't listen to them.
Literally, we have something, it's called the 6-2-1 rule. 6 hours of sleep, 2 meals, and 1 shower every day. It's just the general rule. This is what's going to keep you healthy and happy. Red Bull and coffee are not sleep. So 6 cups of coffee does not equal 6 hours of sleep, no matter how much alcohol I will tell you that.
I'm on the board, it doesn't count for me.
Because you see, if you go to conventions, especially if you've been to as many as we go to, which is like hundreds a year, it's crazy. I'm actually at another con right now at the same time. It's fantastic.
That cloning technology that we have.
I know. I'm having a great time at EnigmaCon right now. But seriously, if you go to enough conventions, you'll see these people by Sunday, and they're like, I'm having so much fun. I've had 2 hours of sleep since Wednesday night, and 18 bottles of rum. Don't do that.
Did I miss it? Is it over?
No, it's not over.
Is it starting?
See, because here's the thing, guys. This is why the 6-2-1 rule exists. If you do this properly, you're going to come to the convention, you're going to enjoy everything with the convention. There's nothing going on at 4 in the morning anyway. That's all in your mind because you're drunk. If you do that, when you leave the convention on Sunday, your physical form will be able to remember some of the convention if you follow the 6-2-1 rule. If not, you will have diseases you've never even heard of. Whooping cough doesn't even begin to describe how you will feel if you just stay up for the next 3 days.
You will go home and you will look through your photos and go, I was at that panel? I was at that
bachelor party.
It is. It kind of is. The other part is the simple healthiness of it. If you do not eat properly, if you do not sleep properly, you will just decrease your immune system. It's not functioning as well as it should, and that you can get the famous con crud. That's what we call it. That 2 days after con, and you're like, literally, that's what I do 2 days after con. So I know that's how I wake up every morning.
Other than that, some things that you should definitely know. You're going to see a few people walking around. We don't really have a major way to show it. Board badges.
There's the badge that has the person holding a camera. They're the ones working the camera. We're the ones working the con. So you see any of these badges where like the person's holding the camera on the badge? We're staff. Or the security, they have a badge that says security. They're the ones working the con. You have any issues, any problems, any questions, you come to us. That's what we're here for. We're here to make sure you guys have a good time, even though we die and get resurrected multiple times over the course of the weekend. It's to make sure you guys have a good time, so that we can go back and go, these hundreds of people had a great time, now I'm going to sleep for 4 days. So, have the fun we would have if we were you, but we're not.
And finally, when it comes down to the hotel, if you have any problems with your room, of course, go right to the hotel. If you have problems with anything in convention space, a room is too warm, there's something wrong that's happening in the general areas, not your room, once again, come to us and we have a direct line to the con. It'll get fixed a lot faster if you go through us. If you go through the hotel, they will come and ask us who you were. And they will describe you, and it's not always flattering. We're furries, they just start describing animal noises.
It's just like, it was someone and they were wearing ears and a tail and they had a shirt. Oh, well that narrows it down. So I can cross these 4 people, because that one never wears a shirt, and these 3 people, well, they don't have ears, so. P.S. wear a shirt.
P.S. Wear a shirt. Guys, that being said, let's get to some of the fun parts of this. This is called a fursuiter. Oh, adorable, adorable. Stay. That only works for me, guys. Don't try it. They'll just pounce you.
Fetch me a beer.
Fetch me. No alcohol in over. Stop it.
Oh, that's right. No alcohol in roll over. Yeah, roll over. Bag.
What? That's what I'm here for.
He did a barrel roll.
Guys, these are fursuiters. They are adorable, but they have a few limitations, and that's one of the reasons we throw this panel. This is some of the best information you're going to have. Watch this. Fursuiter, look out into the audience. Now tell me when you can see my hand. Tell me when you can see my hand. Tell me when you can see my hand. Now look back out there, guys. Tell me when you can see me. Okay, this is his range of vision, and this is better than a lot of fursuits out there. Okay? When you want to approach a fursuiter, get his attention. He has not noticed you until he looks directly at you with those dead eyes. Fursuiter. Hey, fursuiter. The international sign for a hug. That is accepting, and that's a hug. No, that's getting, okay, that's enough hug.
And now the wrong way. No.
No. Guys, if you approach a fursuiter from behind and hug him, don't forget, these are... He has no idea who is behind him, and I guarantee you all of us hate at least one person. And that one person is probably right behind you. So, guys, make sure the fursuiter knows that you're there. Don't forget their range of vision. If you see a fursuiter running, get out of their way. They don't see you. Fursuiters, don't run.
I like to run.
Don't run.
It's fun.
I don't care.
Now,
There is one other signal you need to know from a fursuiter, and this is just a general shout. What if you get too warm in that fursuit? What are you going to do? Guys, that means it's a warm fursuiter. They're probably looking to get over to the headless lounge, and that's their way of saying they see you, they want to hug you, but they really need to get out of the carpet that they're wearing. So guys, don't take insult to that. That's what that is.
and some of them will just mime. Some of them will talk. Some of them are like, yeah, sure, I'll talk. I don't give a... But some of them are just like... And they'll just mime at you the entire time. The only mimes that aren't black and white, which is, well, actually, if there was a panda, maybe they would. Anyway, yeah, just be mindful of these guys. You know, if you just want to get their attention, like, hey, can I have a hug or whatever? When you go to hug them, don't have just eaten a bunch of chocolate with your hands, or coffee, or like anything that will like cause fur to come away when your hand comes away. This fur does not grow back. Which leaves another thing, like if it's okay to hug them, and if they're okay with it, you can pet them very lightly in the direction of the fur. If you scratch, it's like, oh, I'm gonna scratch your fur. It's adorable, and then it all knots, and they have to comb it out, and then fur that never comes back is sitting in their brush, and no one wants that. We want to make sure these suits stay in pristine, wonderful condition, so you look as adorable as these two. Yes. You almost knocked me out with your head going back there.
Adorable as these three.
You're a raccoon. You're not cute.
Yeah, you can.
My mama thinks I'm cute.
Well, I would hope so.
Actually, here's something to be wary of, and if you happen to see this with fursuiters, sometimes fursuiters will like sit down in a chair or lie down on the couch or something, and they're just being playful or whatever. Some of them could theoretically have passed out in there, not intentionally, just so hot or tired. So if you see a fursuiter doing that, and you're like, hey, how's it going? And they're not answering, then hey, can I get a hug? Hey, are you okay? If you see one and they're not responsive, let con staff know right away so our security can intervene, make sure that they haven't like literally passed out from dehydration or something, okay? So if they're like, hey, how's it going? And then they're like, what? I was trying to nap. Then that's one thing, but just like if they're non-responsive, let con staff know right away. Let's see, what else do we need to let you guys know about? We covered this at opening ceremonies, but for those of you who might not have been there, with the hotel, if your trash bag is getting full, make sure you just call down, they'll come up and they'll empty it, because like, we're furries, we tend to generate a lot of trash, especially when there's several people in the room. I won't put actual numbers because theoretically they shouldn't be over a certain amount, and we all know it goes over that. There's this many in my room. So if the trash is getting full, let them know. They'll come and they'll clear that trash out. Better than having like mounds of it for the next day.
Yes.
Call and get that out. Plus, it's more hygienic. Get that trash out of the room if it's getting full. What else? There are, I don't know if you noticed here at this hotel, they have little envelopes in your room. I meant to bring one with me. And it says, if you would like to leave a tip, this is your money. So if you're gonna leave a tip for the hotel staff, don't just leave it on the bed. Don't leave it on the dresser. They know they're not allowed to take that, even if it's your designation. Like, oh yeah, no, I left this as a tip. They won't take that. It has to be in that little envelope that says, oh, this is for you, thank you for whatever. If you want to write an extra little note on there, feel free, but don't just leave it out for them. It has to be in that envelope in order for them to take it. And some people will leave like this giant tip when they leave, like at the end, like, oh, here's like, it was great service, thanks for checking out on Monday. There's different staff that work different floors over the course of the weekend. So to try and spread the wealth, leave like a couple bucks every night. So like instead of like a $20 tip on Monday, leave like maybe $2 or $3 every night, just as a little something if you're gonna do that. What else we need to talk about? Alkali was supposed to help me and he disappeared.
The first issue.
Programming. We have a lot of programming. Panels. Go out. Watch lots of events. Participate in lots of. First of all, in respect to programming, there's various different ways you can access it. We have the pocket guides out there and the con books. They'll give information about the panels. If you follow our Twitter account, a lot of the big panels are highlighted. If you grab the pocket guide, it gives you the whole list of everything, of when they all are. Sked.org. On our website, it has a link to the Sked, and literally if there's any last minute changes, that's where they'll be. We'll try to put signage up if anything happens. Hopefully there won't be any last minute changes, but if there is, Sked.org will have the most up-to-date schedule on everything. Go through. My recommendation is today. Go through, look at all the panels and go, no, 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 maybe, no, 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 yes. What the is that? Maybe I should check it out just to see. Just literally go through, and then just make yourself a note. Okay, these are the ones. And I think Sked actually, I could be wrong, does Sked allow you to post reminders? I think you can sign up for the panel on Sked, and it will send you like a text or an email that says, reminder, this panel is starting in blah, blah, blah room. You have to have the app to do that. But my advice, or at the very least, write on your pocket guide, like circle the ones you want to go to. Because I know I've gone to so many cons and went, I'm going to go to these 8 panels. And at the end of the con, I was like, I had a great time. I went to 3 of these 8 panels. I missed out on the Star Trek panel. Oh no.
Story.
I've done that. I've literally gone and went, I really want to go. I missed out on the voice acting panel at one con. I really want to go to the voice acting panel. So have a look. We've got all kinds of stuff. There's video gaming, board gaming, whatever. The other thing is with programming, there's a lot of you who might be scared. This is your first freight convention. This might be your first convention of any sort. I was in that place. Every single one in this room, from you guys in the chair to me up here on stage, has been in that seat and has gone, what's going on? I mean, I heard this was cool, but I'm not sure and I don't know anyone here. That's fine. It's okay. We've all been there. That's what the whole point of this convention is. Get to meet new people, get to experience new things. With the programming, there's certain things that will be, I'm going to sit and listen to someone on stage, like me being a derp up here right now. There's going to be panels like Whose Line, where it's audience participation. You can get up on stage and participate as part of the panel. So look through, and if you want to, experience some of that, if you've always wanted to go up on stage or, interact with people, give that a try. This is a very welcoming, open environment. At least we encourage it to be as much as we possibly can. So make sure, open up and get to experience that a little bit. Talk to people. Feel free to go up and say, hey, I think, are you so and so on Twitter? I think I know you. You might meet those people that you know on social media that you've never met in real life.
Oh, yeah.
Give yourself a seriously. Be careful with that. But no, that's the great thing about these conventions. It allows you to do that. So. Interact, you might be a wallflower for a couple of the conventions and just be sitting there and you'll enjoy yourself. I did that like my first like half dozen conventions, and now like 5 years later, I'm chairman. What the heck happened? So, I was programming. Anyone in this room, even though it's your first furry convention, did anyone in here sponsor? No? Oh, you did. A couple of you did. Okay, cool. So for those of you who aren't aware, there's different attending levels: regular, regular sponsor, super sponsor. If you do want to, you can always like kind of peek your head in the room and check it out. We have something called the Sponsors Lounge. If you upgrade to sponsor, you get your T-shirt as part of that cost. And there's snacks and food and stuff that you have access to over the course of the weekend. Helps with that 6-2-1 rule. You're getting some nourishment. You know, it may be, you know, some fruit and, you know, some orange juice, which is a little better than a Slim Jim and a Red Bull. Although I know people that will thrive on that all weekend. But it's something to keep in mind. I know I'm forgetting stuff, and that's why Alkaline was supposed to be up here. Drink lots of water. Drink lots of water. There are water stations out there. Stay hydrated. You don't want to be passing out and have our security like, oh my God, are you okay? Stay hydrated, because you will forget. You'll forget to eat. You will forget to eat. You'll forget to shower. You'll forget to do a lot of things. Just schedule those things in. Okay, I'm going to have a glass of water. I'm going to have an actual decent food. That whole bar area down there, they've got all these wonderful specials that the hotel came up with all these names. We actually were about to send them a list of all the different names, and they came back with, oh, we did our menu, and we looked at it, and there's all these furry pun names, like our staff came up with them. So if you have a look at their bar menu, all of that's from the hotel. They came up with those, like some real quality food. I'm like, punned, but it's really, really good.
Holy shoot.
Hey,
My favorite was possible. They had
the pasta bowl?
the pasta bowl.
The pasta bowl. Pasta bowl. If we were movie themed, it'd be Mission Impossible. Oh.
That's a terrible joke even for you.
I know. By the way, for those of you who don't know who I am, if you weren't opening service, I am Pendez. I'm the chairman. And if you have any questions or any feedback or anything, come to me at any point during the convention, unless I'm like, I mean, if I'm just doing this and I don't have a radio in my ear, that's just weird. But I usually will have a radio and be like, okay, give me a second if I'm doing that, or any of the other staff. But otherwise, that's what we're here for. Come to us if there's any questions or comments or feedback or anything. Oh my God, Relic, you've been to so many cons. What am I missing?
Well, you did the water, right? You did food.
Yeah, I did food.
You did the shower thing.
I did the shower.
Wait. I know.
Okay.
If you don't want to shower, you can swim in the pool.
That is not okay.
Yes.
No.
That is not okay.
Yes.
Yes, you can swim in the pool. It's about 3 miles down the street at another hotel.
I remember that.
Yes.
Pace yourself.
Pace yourself. Yeah, pace yourself. There is so much going on, and you are going to think, I'm going to go to this panel, go to this event, hang out with these people, blah, 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 and you're going to come up with 20 different things and try to do them all, and you will fail if you try to do that. If you want to plan it and go, I'm going to try and do these things, that's great, but pace yourself. Keep some time, keep some downtime. You know, take 10 minutes, 15 minutes to just sit and relax and like, okay, all right, I'm going to get back into full con mode in a minute, but right now, I just got to get my energy back. Do that. Pace yourself. You don't want to burn yourself out on Friday and be that Saturday like, there's the first Super 8. I should get my camera. Oh, no, it's over. So you'll just take your time. Guys in the back, what am I missing?
Is this a church? Why is everyone in the back?
That's
That's messed up right here.
no. Just no.
By the way, don't listen to the raccoon. The raccoon
Yes,
is very
listen to me.
expensive.
I have to
The
say.
raccoon will lead you down a path you don't want to go on, okay?
Okay.
Don't do it.
So for those of you, if it's your first furry convention or first convention at all, we have this wonderful area called the dealer's den. That's where all the people with merchandise are. They are in salons A, B, and C, because for some reason it's going A through E right to left. I think a Japanese person did it right to left, A through E. But A, B, and C are the dealer's den. You go in there, and that's where all the dealers are. They have like paws and tails and badges and all kinds of stuff that you can have done. There's a fursuit maker in there. There's an actual fursuit. You can go in there and buy a fursuit today.
And then you can join the madness.
Join the insanity. So go check that out. You don't have to buy anything if you don't want to, but obviously it gives you the opportunity to look and see, oh, what do we have here? What do these dealers have to offer? And even if it's something you want to get later, a lot of them have cards. You'll be like, oh, you know what, let me contact you like 3 months from now when, but. And Artist Alley is the other place. Artist Alley is just artists. Dealer's Den, you'll find pre-made stuff like, like fursuits and glassware, stuff like that. Whereas anything that's in Artist Alley is literally on-site commissions only. And that is down this side hallway here. Which, by the way, your convention map, very, very handy. Keep an eye on that. If I remember correctly, there's one in the con book and one in the pocket guide. The one in the pocket guide is the most up-to-date one. The one in the con book, there were some last-minute changes that happened right after it went to print. So, for example, the Patriot Boardroom, which is down here, that's where the sponsors lounge in. That is not in the con book, but it should be in the pocket guide. I can't think of anything else, and I know there's stuff that I'm missing. Are there any questions from the audience? Do you have a question for me? Raise your hand. You got something for me? Anything about anything?
I love your voice.
Do you love my voice? Do you really love my voice?
Right here with the yellow hammer has a question, but I don't know what you want to say.
You can ask. No, feel free.
Feel free. It's any question you want.
No? Someone? No.
But you're awesome.
Oh, yay!
That's not a question. I mean, it's true, but it's not a question. I'm just some guy. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're an awesome person.
I don't know, all these people saying these things about me, I don't know what they're talking about. Oh, Alkali, why did you leave me? Remind me to kick his tall, ferrety butt later. I know, I could. He may be a foot taller than me, but I still outweigh the bastard. Seriously, I know there's more stuff I'm supposed to be going over, and that's why my cohort was supposed to be with me and he left. We covered hotel, we covered fursuit, we covered 621. Media.
There you go.
Media. If you see anyone walking around with a camera and a microphone who is not wearing a comm badge, let con staff know. We have a very strict media policy. We do allow media here if they contact us and are being escorted with a con staffer. So if you see me walking around with someone with a camera and a microphone who wants to interview people, that's fine, but I have to sign off on that. If you see people doing that without that, if there's someone in the parking lot like Fox News, we're here to interview the furries. A, no. B, come get us so that we know. Because they have to coordinate with us and the hotel for anything of that nature. If you personally are walking around with your camcorder, your camera, take pictures, take oodles of it, upload it to YouTube. That's what people do. There's people who have entire channels dedicated to posting stuff on YouTube and Flickr accounts to photos of just showing all the adorableness that happens all weekend long. And go out and find those. And you can maybe see yourself in a few photos like, oh, I remember that, and I don't remember that. When did that happen? So if you do see anyone in the media, just let us know, because they have to coordinate through us if they're going to be on site at all. In the comic book as well, there's also the food guide. So if you're interested in some of the food in the area, there's a list of places to go to. Walking distance, driving distance, and delivery. So have a look at that. Not a bad idea, actually. I mean, especially if it's after dark, make sure you're going with a buddy. Don't be wandering out alone. I mean, they've got all kinds of people in the area. They've got hotel security. There's police that run around the area, but just play it safe. Bring a buddy if you're going to be walking anywhere more than like a block offsite. Yeah, I know we're forgetting stuff. You and I have done this so many times.
I'm running through my list in my head. What am I forgetting?
Either we just knocked it out that quickly. Have we streamlined this so much? Even it feels like I've been meandering in the conversation for like hours.
I know, but it feels like you
What was that?
It's the 6th year. You gotta be getting used to it by now.
I know, and not only that, they make me do it at other cons too. It's weird.
Oh, now he's got to bring out the phone, everyone.
I'm just checking the time. I'm like, did we really knock that out in like 30 minutes? What the heck?
I think we did pretty good.
I think we did. So once again, I'm going to open it up to questions, and then if you don't want to ask a question in front of if you don't want to stand up in front of the class and ask a question, I'm going to hang out in this room for a few minutes. Come on up, talk. If you just want to introduce yourself, if you just want to give me a hug, you just want to give me a hug. You just want to give me, feel free. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to talk to you guys, make sure you guys are having a good time. So, I guess last thing I have, unless anyone has any questions. No?
I think the raccoon knows.
Yes.
How long till we're here by ourselves?
Next week. There you go.
It's baseball all weekends.
You mentioned diet. I know some gyms are Red Bull on. But what do you recommend then some gyms to eat? Like go out, is there a great
Sandwiches.
go out? Would you get just sandwiches? Or would you recommend like eating sandwiches and milk personally?
I mean, obviously, food choices is a personal preference. That's why there's a lot of stuff listed in the guide. There's Italian and Asian and food. There's food places in the food guide. There's sandwich places in the food guide. Jimmy John's sent a representative out here and was giving out free samples to try and be like, hey, did you know Jimmy John's is living at the hotel this weekend? So I mean, that was pretty cool. That's never happened to us before. We're like, oh, that's awesome. I mean, food choices is a personal preference, but obviously. The occasional bit of fruit, orange juice, something like to that effect. Try and keep your vitamin C levels up. Lots of hydration, water. Alcohol is not hydration, even though, there's OH and H2O, very similar.
Alcohol is hydration.
Okay, if you have like this much alcohol and this much like fluid it's mixed in, maybe you could count that as hydration. If it's like this much alcohol and this much mixer, that is not hydration. That is dehydration. Honestly, I can't think of anything else. If there is anything that anyone has, come on up to me at any point, ask away. That's what we're here for. Like I said, go up to staff with any questions, any comments, any issues. We're here to make sure you guys have a good time. So. Thanks for coming out to First Furry Convention, and I'll be hanging out for a bit if anyone has any questions. Yeah, this is my first furry convention.
Just like 37 fruit. Sorry. I'm in the wrong room.
Tomcat, you're a veteran. Deal with
I'm in
it.
the wrong rooms!
Everybody do a clap for Pandas for this information. Come on, guys.
I'm just some guy.
I'm in the
Hello.
wrong rooms!
How are you?